So here's what's going on. I wanted to talk about another Transformer, and I have 12 minutes left of recording time on my camera, so I want to see if I can talk about one of my very first Transformers, little Cybertron Scattershot, as well as his Cybertron Defense iteration within 12 minutes. I want to see if I can do this. So yes, I got this guy, I think for my birthday, all the way back in the day, and he's still complete. I keep all the Cyberplanet keys separate. I don't have their proper keys. Like with them at all times. I have like a big baggie of them. But yeah, this little like Scout class Scattershot was one of my first Transformers. And believe it or not, one of my first thoughts when I got this guy was I wanted a GoBot. Because the GoBots were around back in the day, those like play school GoBots. That's what I really wanted. But nope, I got Scattershot instead. Because my parents are thinking it's about time he starts playing with the more grown-up Transformers. And I was disappointed he wasn't a GoBot. And now, thousands of Transformers later, I'm proud to say this Scattershot right here is one of my very first. He's a little dusty. I probably should have cleaned him off before, but it's okay. But yeah, I found his gun. I love the little cannons on his shoulders. I always thought that was a really cool touch. I've got his little missiles right here, and one awesome thing, you can bring this up in the robot mode and use the Cyberplanet key gimmick, and boom, even more missiles. And as you'll see with that one, he likes missiles. Scattershot sure does like missiles. Articulation's always kind of been limited on this guy. He can move his head, he can move his shoulders, his elbows. I always thought his chest was ridiculously huge. Even as a kid, I wish that like folded down a little bit, but yeah, it's whatever. No forward at the legs, unfortunately. Only like, he's got weird sideways joints. He doesn't have like any knees or anything. So his legs are kind of minimally articulated, but I mean, he's got a little ankle, I guess. You can move that for the articulation, transformation, whatever. Yeah, he's got the little gun. You can't put the gun somewhere else, I think, where it ends up in the vehicle mode. His head, that's where it ends up. You could put it in his head if you want, in the robot mode, if you're so inclined, but I personally wouldn't. As a kid, his head always confused me. I didn't know if those were like his big eyes, or if they were goggles. They're goggles, that's what they are, but I was always wondering as a kid, like, are those big eyes? I don't know what's going on with his head. I always thought he looked kind of weird. But I love him. I'm so happy I still have him after all these years. He's such a fun little guy. Let's see if I can transform him, though. Because, you know, I've had this guy for a while, but it's kind of disappointing. It's kind of sad. I don't play with a lot of these Cybertron figures like I feel like I should. Because Cybertron was my Transformers line growing up, right? Cybertron was the thing that got me into it. And I have almost all the toys, but I just don't play with them a lot. I feel like I need to change that. So I think what this video should be, sure this video is going to be a little shorter because I'm on a time crunch, but I think, and let me know what you think in the comments, should I talk about more Cybertron stuff? Because I have a lot of Cybertron toys. You know, I've got a lot. You know, I did like an old versus new of Override when that came out. I don't know if those are supposed to go up or down. I think I prefer them down. I don't care how they're supposed to go. But yeah, cute little transformation. I can still do it after all this time. That's nice. One thing, though, if you plug that in, it kind of limits turning that around. But yeah, it's just this cool little, like, armored missile rack thing. And you can do that again. And oh, look. And I think these are just push missiles. Yeah, you can see it's got the ball in there. They're just the push missiles, which I've always thought were cheap and lame. Some toys of this era, especially like the Scout class mini-cons, all them, they often did the push missiles. But yeah, little Scattershot. He's really cool. I really like him. He's a cute little guy. And I do have the Cybertron Defense version. I don't have his blaster with him. He came with like a rifle-type weapon. I don't have that. I don't really care because he's clearly very armed as it is. And honestly, for his gimmick, you wouldn't want him holding a gun anyway. And I'll show you with his Cyberplanet key gimmick. One thing I just gotta say, he definitely got an upgrade, that's for sure. Number one, he can move his legs now, which is great. I really love his upgrade. His upgraded look in the shows is really cool. His head is a little more coherent. He actually has like a proper visor you can see now. I love the colors, too. I love where the blue's finally broken up. He's got these big old missile racks on the side of his arms. They're really, really cool. Because, I mean, just look at that. It's not every day you see a Transformer that's like a missile carrier, like Cybertron Defense Scattershot is. He's just so cool. And his Cyberplanet key gimmick is obviously linked with these massive things. So just plug in the Cyberplanet key, and boom! Check that out. And see, this is why I'm like, why would you want him with a rifle? because this kind of covers his arm, and if he was holding a rifle, you wouldn't be able to do this. And it's even more evident on this arm, where you plug in this Cyberplanet key, and boom, check that out. So you have a targeting sight, and you have even more missiles that flip out. And on top of that, you can see they actually sculpted in a little bit of a handle right there, so it looks like he's holding on to that. This, there is no handle, but like, you wouldn't be able to do this. It's so big, it's so funny, his weapons are so big, they're like shadowing his face from my lights. It's so funny, it's so cool. I love the drop shot repaint, and I especially love the Thew review of the drop shot repaint. And he had even more cannons out of his very own arms. I love it. Drop shoot found weapon. I love Thew. He's my favorite YouTuber. I don't know if you knew that. Fun fact. So yeah, I love this Scattershot. He's really cool. I don't mind that mine's missing the gun. I personally don't even care. So yeah, let's transform him. Let's see what he's got in his vehicle mode. So his transformation's fairly simple, if I'm not mistaken. I love how his head can still rotate, even though it's on a series of hinges. I should probably be a little careful, because I'm seeing some gold plastic there. It would break my heart if I broke this guy. I shouldn't. I should be okay. I know the hands flip in. I think it's a pretty easy transformation, if I'm not mistaken. I would be very shocked if this runs me over my... I have 6 minutes now. I've got 6 minutes left. Yeah, this guy's super easy. I love these big old panels on his legs. Like, I just love the look of that. Like the, how they rotate. That's just so cool looking. So far, so good with that gold plastic. Perhaps this is the gold plastic that doesn't destroy itself. Who knows? Yeah, so far, so good. I feel like the shoulders aren't situated right in there. What's going on with you guys? Yeah, let's make sure you're rotated properly. And then plug that in right there. Come on. Come on, scattery boy. Don't be scattering on me. Guess it would maybe help if I plug the legs in together. Yeah, it's supposed to slot in right there. Come on, boy. What are we doing, boy? There we go. And then these just become like scoops in the front. Because he's got like the little cockpit right there. This can be like Minesweeper scoops. Alright, there we go. There is Cybertron Defense Scattershot in his vehicle mode. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, you can still do the gimmick in the vehicle mode, which makes less sense in the vehicle mode, in my opinion. Those very much seem like robot mode weapons. But still, it's cool that you can do it in both modes. Alright. I think it's pretty much it. I don't think there's supposed to be a panel there. There might be. Knowing my luck, there's supposed to be a panel that covers that. I don't know. Here's the answer. Here's the answer. Knowing my luck, it's missing a piece. I don't know. I don't care either. I love it. It's such a fun toy. It's Cybertron, man. How can you not love Cybertron stuff? So there's small Scattershot and big Scattershot. It's Scattershot. I like him. I seriously was like, I've got a little bit of recording time on my phone, on my, not my phone, my camera. And I'm like, what can I do? Scattershot. I'll just talk about Scattershot, because he was one of my very first Transformers toys, right? One of my very first. This little guy right here. And he changed my world. Not too much. I think the Cybertron Optimus I got a little later changed my world a bit more. But this guy, he'll always have a soft spot in my heart. I love this guy. I love the Revenge of the Fallen Scattershot too, how he's like an homage to these. I might do a video on him at some point. I should have tried to maybe add him into this video, but I ain't got time. I got 3 minutes left. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Scattershot and just Cybertron in general. You know, it's cool stuff. I love Cybertron. It's the show and the line that got me into this hobby and into this passion of mine. You know, I've got a big soft spot for it. I've got a whole dedicated section to Cybertron, and I adore it so much. Let me know if you want to see more of it. Seriously, I'm more than willing to show off some more of my Cybertron goodness. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much again. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.